So last night, England became the first team to ever beat Mexico at the Estadio Azteca in the World Cup. So a history-breaking night. We saw what Thomas Tuchel said there yesterday. When Gareth Southgate left England, JD,
yes,
as an England fan, I think we were all kind of worried that togetherness, that unity, if we were actually ever going to see it again from an England side.
It's very fair.
Did we see it last night?
I think sometimes in the midst of some of the most intense atmospheres, you can really find out how deep your team's character is. And yesterday, England had everything against them. The atmosphere, the altitude, the energy was against. Like, every single time I felt like an English player was touching the ball, I felt like all I could hear was whistles. And I was turning my TV down. That's how loud it was in terms of in the front room. So it was the perfect test to see if this team is unified, and they actually passed. And I was so shocked that it was, as Thomas Tuchel alluded to, it was the character, it was a determination. It had nothing to do with the football for the first time. I mean, you're never going to hear a manager praise a team that's had 33% possession, had half the amount of shots as the opposition, but then still showcase so much that goes into this game. And I was really proud of looking at England yesterday, because it wasn't never going to be the cleanest cut game. It was never going to be the beautiful football that was going to get England through. It was whether or not they could actually manage the occasion. And for the first time, England actually passed the test in terms of managing mentality.
You're very happy about this.
I'm smiling.
You're smiling and crying too.
Listen. At the same time, it was a lot happening in that household yesterday, and I could only imagine every other household, because I realised now, living in America, there is a huge Mexican community here that was ready. They were ready for everything. And Latria, I think, gave absolutely everything. But at the same time, England really showcased that they have the fortitude here to actually win a World Cup. And that's always been the question mark.
Yeah, I think England needed a win like that. They haven't had the best performances. I've loved hearing Troy talk about England, because he is on them, and rightfully so. And I think getting a really gritty win like that, especially when I would say like 98% of the world was saying that Mexico was going to win at the Azteca, at home, with the momentum that they have, the support behind them, how difficult it is to play there, and the momentum. And England finally got that. And I think there's a couple of teams in this tournament that have had to pull out gutsy wins, a man down as well, that you're going to look back on a match like that, and that's going to propel you forward. That gave them a different, sharper edge than they've had in a long time.
I think for me, it was the mentality before the game even started. The players were saying that the altitude wasn't going to affect us. The fact that we were at Azteca, 87,000 fans, 82 of them being Mexican fans, they tuned the noise out. And for me to be able to witness a team like that go into an environment where I've known it's very heavy and get the result, incredible.
Yeah, well, Rodney, you've played at the Estadio Azteca twice, haven't you? So
I played at the Azteca, been there at halftime with the oxygen mask. I know how hard it is to breathe, and they were a man down. And to be able to pull that off, I mean, incredible performance. Jude Bellingham in the first half, being able to not only get the goals, but also defend and get that ball off the goal line. I mean, man of the match for me.
Do you think this performance from England yesterday proved that they can win this World Cup?
I don't think there's ever been a question whether England could win the World Cup. The question mark has always been, when England are tested or facing an opposition that gives them something to think about, could they step up in that moment? It's the mental side. It's never ever been the quality. It's not the players that's in that team. I mean, I could sit here and list you world-class players now. Harry Kane is as good as any number 9 in world football. Jude Bellingham plays for Real Madrid as a number 10. You understand why after watching his performances in this World Cup. Declan Rice has been outstanding and in the world-class category for the last 18 months or so. And you talk about that back line. I know it's been disjointed and there's been changes, but there's still a lot of Champions League experience and whatever else in there. The quality has never been a question mark. It's whether or not, as a team, when you're faced up against it, could you actually unify and show cohesion and show the mental side of the game? And for the first time in a long while, I say it again, England actually showcased that they can handle the occasion. The mentality actually showed through, and everything was against them. The 10 men, has been alluded to already, the atmosphere, the fans, everything you could possibly imagine on paper was against that England team. And finally, they looked like lions yesterday, and I'm so proud. Doesn't matter what happens the rest of this tournament. That is a standout performance, and that's all you want, heart.
Yeah. Do you think the English media will have anything bad to say about them today?
Of course they will.
You think they'll find something?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them all. Nigel, Troy, I'm looking forward to them all.
Darian, do you think this England side have enough to win this World Cup?
I do. Like I said, I think this is all predicated on that performance. Can you bring that mentality, that attitude that you were talking about before? And I think a lot of that has to do with Bellingham and Kane. I think if you're looking at leaders and people that never say die, life and limb on the line on both sides of the ball, and still have quality to finish in that final third, you can do anything in this tournament. You have to have that level of endurance mentally. And I think those two players truly have it. And when you look up the pitch and you see them giving every single ounce of energy that they have, I mean, you heard Harry Kane's voice after the game. Man could barely speak. That's what you're going to play for. And I think if they're going to continue to have matches like that, then yeah, absolutely.
So they're going to be facing Norway now, Rodney, next Saturday. Obviously, Jarrell Kwanzaa is out, got the red card, maybe eradicated, we don't know. How do you think they're going to replace him? Because he's a right-sided defender who they need.
I think it's now beyond that. Now we've entered the next stage of what England can do, and we saw the performance at Azteca, but this is now more about the momentum that this win gives them and the unity as a group. Whoever it is that plays in that position, whoever it is that has to cover the spot on the right side, whoever is called upon, it's beyond the technical ability. It's beyond any of that. Right now, it's the unity and the momentum. So whoever it is, they're going to feel supported by the rest of the team.
Yeah, JayDee?
Oh, well, I'm full-footed with it. I love England. I love England under Tuchel. I think that there's been evolution. I'll tell you when the first time I realised that this team actually had the mentality to go really far in this competition, it was actually half-time against Croatia. Being called out by your manager and how you adjust in the middle of a game was going to really showcase everything to me, because there have been frustrations throughout this tournament. I've seen them struggle against a low block. I've seen them struggle in terms of intensity, in terms of with the ball. I've even seen them struggle in terms of intensity off of the ball. And those type of variables aren't things when your rivals are doing so well. Like, I'm seeing Argentina blossom when they need to. I'm seeing Spain now warm as the tournament goes further. I mean, France has showcased their quality throughout this whole competition so far. And England needed to showcase that they could not only match those teams in terms of the intensity, but also face a moment like this, step forward and actually embrace it, attack it, and come out victorious. All of those factors are only going to add confidence to this camp. And I'm now looking at it like they should feel like they have the mentality to be champions.
Is that how this performance will help them going into that Norway game, the confidence that gives them?
Yeah, I think being able to sustain what they did in Mexico at the Azteca against that quality of a team that had so much momentum behind them. Yes, you're going against a Norwegian side, and seeing them live yesterday, they were good on the ball. I mean, I know we're going to talk about Brazil. Brazil did them a lot of favors and tactically how they set up. But I think that team has so much confidence. And then you look at Haaland, who can make something out of nothing. And this English side hasn't faced a forward like Haaland. So they're going to have a massive test. But again, I think it's just that mentality piece that at this point in the tournament is really what gives a team the edge to move forward.
Should we talk about Norway then? Getting to the quarterfinals.
Talk about
for the first, a bit more on a positive note here. Norway getting to the quarterfinals for the first time in their history. I think this country, everyone in the country was celebrating, weren't they, for Norway? Haaland getting the 2 goals towards the end of the game. He's now had 7 goals in this World Cup. Only had 100 touches.
Only?
Across the whole World Cup.
Crazy.
That's efficiency.
Have we ever seen this before, Rodney?
We've never seen a machine like him before. So what he's doing is he's changing the game of football. I mean, I believe it's every 15 touches he gets the goal, something like that. So he is from a different dimension, and what he can do with Norway, it has been incredible, because he's making runs. He's trying to drift into the right, into the left, behind the defenders. He may not get the ball, but at any moment, he can hurt you.
Did this win prove that Haaland can take Norway further than where we expected to go, JayDee?
You say what I love about watching Erling Haaland's game? I've seen his ability to score goals at every level, every club, every country that he's played for, and that's true. He is a machine. I will always tell man and say Rod is completely on point. We've never really seen a striker like him. But what he doesn't get enough credit for is his tactical discipline.
Yeah.
Like, there's an actual art to what he does. It isn't just, oh, I don't want to be involved, because we all have played ball, right? You play ball as well. You know that. Well, in the front room, but, but you know that what you want to touch more than anything is the football, right? You're told to look after the football, and he actually neglects the original principles that's put into you as a kid to go and get the ball, and says, I'm going to wait and I'm going to trust my teammates to put me in a position to be successful. And then when it's given to me, I'm a showcase as to why I'm the best finisher in world football. And that right there is an art that I don't think has been truly understood. Everyone talks about, oh, he's not interested, or talks about his lack of touches. It's Pep that has put that into him, that understanding of being disciplined in your position. And your presence alone creates enough mayhem or enough chaos around you that when we do put you in a position, I trust that you'll have the finishing touch.
He has that aura that I think just him standing there instills fear. As the defenders watching, they're constantly just like this, watching him. He's standing offside. He's kind of looping around the center back. So it was so fun to watch him yesterday because you're right. He doesn't get on the ball, but he's always still a threat because you don't know when he's just going to take off and do that frigging run where he's just eating up the turf on the pitch. And I think, that is a very underrated thing, but I think constantly his movement, even though he's not getting those touches, creates so much space, disrupts so much of the organization of whoever he's playing against that it allows Norway to maintain the ball and be a little bit more patient. And then when they are going direct, he's always ready. He's phenomenal.
Rodney, were you surprised by the performance we saw from Norway yesterday?
I was surprised. Norway, to me, has never been a powerhouse of football. So for me to be able to see them in this situation versus Brazil that we already covered, it's incredible. I said it a couple of weeks ago. Norway has already won the World Cup by just being here, by winning these games, by moving on to the next round. But now we're starting to see Norway really be a contender. Can they really win this World Cup with Erling Haaland? Can they really make this happen?
You know what I do love about Norway is everyone's been sleeping on them for a while. But if you watch them in qualifiers, they embarrass the Italians, showcase what they can do. I know it's going to upset a few of our friends here at the network, but the truth is the truth. And they really showcased, as they've gone on, you can continue to ignore us, but like their fans, we'll make noise and you'll recognize our presence is here. And what I love as well is their connection. If you look at it's not just Erling Haaland who's brilliant. Martin Odegaard is fantastic at holding his space. Antonio Nusa is going to be a fantastic player. And that's now sprinkling into domestic football. We've seen what Bodo Glimt has done in the Champions League this year. Norway is no longer that, we're confused as to who they are. They're a dark horse, and I put them as someone who's going to finish third in this tournament for a reason, because I know exactly what I'm getting from this team, and they're going to surprise a lot of nations over the next few years.
Yeah, so Norway are going to be facing England in their next game. You have to think Haaland against his teammates, Mark Gage on Stone, so that'll be a very interesting game.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.